Warning, before you watch this video, know that it is very different from my usual videos. It's mostly a psychological analysis of a real-life statement by a Pixar writer, and it's less like what I usually do, but I'm sure you've watched Pixar movies before, correct? Hopefully if you're clicking on this, then you've already seen my Pixar family tree video as well. If you haven't, then you need to watch this. Also, you can watch part 2 of it for more info, but basically, we're still figuring out this family tree I made. It ties together Inside Out, Up, and Toy Story, and uses obscurely mind-blowing evidence threads plucked from all 3 movies. It left some unanswered questions, though, and the other video I made shared some of your ideas. But the big question regarding who Andy's dad is was seemingly answered by a man interviewed by the Super Carlin brothers. Watch their video, it's a stellar mind blow, but something happened afterwards. So today I'm going to psychologically pick things apart to their near atomic level, trying to figure out what's happening with all of this. Hello, I'm the Theorizer, and after the Super Carlin Brothers video went live, it went semi-viral as well. The man who they interviewed was told all of the underlying information about Andy's dad by his friend over a chat during lunch, I believe. His friend was one of the guys who worked on Toy Story, like one of the main guys who worked on it. This mind-blowing video quickly caught the eyes of Andrew Stanton, one of the other writers and creators. You see, the Pixar friend who relayed the information to Mike Mozart, the Super Carlin consultant, was in fact Joe Ranft, a Pixar writer who passed away some time ago. Andrew Stanton later posted a tweet that was attempting to refute this massively amazing take on the story, and it went something like this. Complete and utter fake news. Everyone go back to your homes, nothing to see here, folks. Hashtag I was there. But if it was debunked by him on his Twitter, then why would the man in the Super Carlin Brothers video talk about it and discuss this? Is he lying? No, there's no way. So how do we explain this? We can analyze this tweet in a possible of 3 different ways, and yes, I'm going to do just that. Either he is telling the truth and he's a bit annoyed with the viral nature of fake news, or his statement's sheer briefness and abruptness could indicate his annoyance at something being revealed that was supposed to be kept secret until Toy Story 4, or perhaps was simply a headcanon of Joe Ranft or a scrapped idea, and would be retconned in Toy Story 4. The third possibility is that he's lying and trying to use reverse psychology to make a joking statement, judging from the word choice, because he knew the tweet readers would spiral into analysis of it, as the same readers of his tweet are the ones who would do this kind of analysis in the first place. But if he was incredibly smart, however, it could have been double reverse psychology, and his knowledge of how people would analyze his statement was an actual intention in his ultimate decision to write it in the way he did. Based off of his cleverness, I don't think he'd have any reason to go deeper than that, based sheerly in the context with his reasons. He is one of the men who makes those crazy Easter egg-filled stories at Pixar, and from that, I can say he wouldn't go any deeper than this. So in order to solve my theory, we need to know which it is. Is it the cold hard truth, a cold hard lie, reverse psychology, or double reverse psychology? Which is it? Well, first, we have to more analytically look at his word choice. Did he angrily type this fast? Did he angrily type this slowly? Or did he meticulously type this with the specific choice of words? Using a tool known as Echofun, we can view where this tweet was sent from. According to its source code analysis, this tweet was sent at 2:38 p.m. on June 24, 2017 from his iPhone. So that narrows things down a little bit, as we know that he was on the move and was likely spammed with the video by Super Carlin Brothers fans. But the article he linked in his tweet, however, was by IO9, who posted their piece 2 hours before Andrew Stanton tweeted. Now, 2 things could be occurring here. Either he saw the article by something as big as IO9 as the last straw after the spam, or he simply was made aware of it by their article after he saw it on IO9. Problem is, he'd have been spammed with the video, so it makes it far more likely that he took this as the last straw. However, that's still 2 days after getting messages, emails, and tweets directed at him. If he responded the day the Super Carlin brothers posted it, June 22nd, then it would have indicated that he was obsessively after squashing the idea, likely because it was true, except he didn't do that. So it's more likely that he was made aware of it starting on the 23rd, 1 day later. This is the day which, if he responded on, I would have considered normal, but his tweet would have been worded differently in a way that more calmly and maturely states how it was incorrect news. But the fact that it was posted a whole 2 days later, after IO9 posted it as well, indicates to me that his sarcasm is a composition of words very carefully chosen. Even if this makes little sense to some of you, the sheer fact that he tweeted a couple hours after the post from IO9 is interesting enough. Or maybe this is just too psychoanalyzed. Since his carefully chosen sarcasm is most likely the case, though, and he was on the move due to the factor of his iPhone being the posting platform, it indicates to us that yes, it was more likely not a cold hard truth or lie, but if anything, a cold hard semi-truth, as he knew Joe Ranft and the team had this as a possible background story for Andy's dad. So, we've already eliminated the first two, but replaced it with a new one, the semi-truth. But let's look at the reverse psychologies now. Whether he was intending to use the reverse psychology on casual viewers or the double reverse psychology on the analytical theorists is a matter of how far he's willing to go. Remember, there's around a 60% chance that he had more than enough time to plan this, and a 70% chance that he had at least some time to plan this, and there's still upwards of a 20% chance that he was using manipulation tactics. His tweet may have been apparently annoyed, but right off the bat I can safely say that he was not intending to spill this message to the minority being theorists. If he was attempting to use manipulation, he'd be doing it to the majority being casual movie viewers who may have been convinced by Mike Mozart's sound statements. Since this is 95% the case over the first one, I can safely eliminate the double reverse psychology from the options. So here we are, left with reverse psychology or the semi-lie. So did he intend to make the readers second guess his tweet? Here's where the only thing we can do is check over his wording to see if he's serious or not. If his word choice is seriously intended like this, then it's the semi-lie. If it's more jokingly abrupt, then it's reverse psychology. First sentence is complete and utter fake news. Quite an abrupt way to start it. I'll label this semi-lie for now, but perhaps return to it after the rest of the word analysis. Next sentence is slightly more sarcastic and joking, using a common statement to apply to something where people never left their homes. This is just a common overused joking statement, so it's branded with reverse psychology. Next sentence is nothing to see here, folks, which, when paired with the last two statements, kind of neutralizes everything. It's a mix of both, which is unfortunate for all of this so far. It just keeps things still in the middle, but it's that last thing that was added, that #IWasThere, that really ends up pushing things in one direction or the other. It's like an end touch of coldness, a very blunt statement, which does, unfortunately, do two different things. The fact that he feels the need to append the statement with this little extra hashtag is indicative of sarcasm, but what it actually reads is indicative of the cold, harsh semi-lie. So which trumps the other? We also have to realize that within the 2 days, he was the only one on the team to respond to this, further showing how it may have been a bit more coordinated in order to work around something. I mean, the other creators didn't also blurt out rebuttals at random times, it was just him. And since it was something a bit more organized than blunt anger, we now know that there's more of a 90% chance that this all points to the semi-lie. So, that's it. When creating Toy Story, Andrew Stanton and his co-creators likely brainstormed ideas around Andy's family and some backstories, but none really came to fruition or made it into the Pixar canon. At lunch, Joe Ranft told Mike Mozart one of the ideas. It was accepted as his headcanon, and he relayed it to the Carlin Bros in the form of a viral video, so nobody is lying here like some assume. Mike Mozart is not, and has absolutely no reason to lie, but this whole story about Andy's dad is quite clearly, by Stanton's statement, something that is not true, at least not in the canon, because it's a semi-truth. It was an idea. And so finally, the point of this whole psychoanalysis or whatever I'm doing here, does it count towards the canonicity of Toy Story? And the answer is no. While it is in fact partially correct, it does not apply to the film because despite the flooding evidence, it was never blatantly explained, and it was, in fact, subtly disconfirmed by a cryptic Stanton on Twitter. So my point is here, let's stop with the Andy's dad question because quite clearly it was never intended to be a part of the story. But most certainly, we should keep focusing on those other two massive questions I left in part 1. Who is Emma Jean with now, and why does Andy have his grandparents' postcard pinned on his wall? These are things that writer and director Pete Docter publicly stated were of importance, so let's lean into these ones instead. And I've already started this off. I said in that first video that the couple in the front row of Carl and Ellie's wedding is most likely Emma Jean and her new love interest, so please look for an old couple in any Pixar film or short film with these shared genetic traits, especially those eye colors, and please think about that card on his wall. I'll probably do another video where I review your best comments and ideas. Until next time, I'm the Theorizer.